So it appears that what we're calling technology is a form of recreation. New creation, perhaps, but actually recreation. See, it's recreating everybody. See, it's importing all this information to us and inputting it. We input it, we use it. We have become it now. So we are technology now. Right? And that's good up to a point. As long as you can use it and satisfy your purpose here, and then that's positive. See? But for deeper beings, and whatever that means, the technology is irrelevant, see, when it comes to the inner needs of the human, see, the spiritual needs, like proper breathing, proper brainwave action, see, proper heart resonance with others, so that there's a possibility of progressing from neuroses, which too many people suffer, and maybe too extremely so, destroy themselves and others by way of neuroses. We need to get beyond that into something in terms of healing. So we need to know what heals. Now, there's a lot of technology that is used medically for healing, and we applaud that. We recognize it, we accept it, and that's great. So there's a lot going on in medicine and in certain sciences that is supporting the need to enable the human race to survive and overcome sickness, but we need to overcome neuroses, and that's where a deeper spiritual, I guess you might say, purpose comes in, which is now, I'm going to use this word, to transcend suffering. You have to know what suffering is in order to transcend that suffering, be beyond or maybe above, but it's not physically above suffering, but be beyond it. So this idea of the world as an enlightenment experience is very important all the time, especially at these times when there's so much more distraction going on to take you out and away from the spiritual, and so much anger and frustration in the world and unhappiness, which is also there to take you out of the spiritual, and in some cases maybe bring you a little bit closer to the spiritual, so that when you're seeing scenes of what's going on in certain countries, particularly India, your heart starts to open out of grief, pain and suffering. See? And you're saying, how can this happen? Well, it's happening because this is what the earth is for. It's about living, experiencing, and dying at the same time. Life is all about that. See? So this part of it is maybe spiritual in nature, in that we are spirits that are here to survive for a period of time under certain conditions, and to perhaps have an opportunity to transcend survival and certain conditions of suffering. So the idea then is it possible for humans to, in the midst of all of this, attain a state of happiness? Well, happiness never left us, but who has access to it? Who's turned to it? See? Who's turned to the truth of awareness, the essence of awareness, let's say, the awareness of awareness, right, which is neutral consciousness, enough to want to recreate their lives and maybe the world in a way that is transcendent, say, of suffering and conducive to happiness, compassion, right, and peace.